Hello there and welcome to the new channel.
Here to help you see
The new you.
My name is Carmine Ortega.
Dennis Calamba.
This is Nato Agbayani.
My name is Juan Lu.
I'm Chino.
I'm Trisha.
This is Apple Manansada.
This is Attorney Carlo Ibanez.
This is Attorney Sheila Santiago.
This is Angie.
This is Argamit.
My name is Dante Salama.
This is Jesse Francis Rebastillo.
I'm Dania Cunha.
Mon Mendoza.
I am Mapet Erhina.
I'm Leo Bryan. Mike.
Nice one, dear.
Sir Al Ian Barcelona.
Marvin Salazar. This is Sunny Haldon.
Heidi Lumainos.
This is Ivan Jude.
Patrick Geronimo.
Alan Perez.
My name is Erwin Ursua.
My name is Bob.
My name is Lloyd Luna and this is
Future.
The Talk.
Family Business.
The Puppet Stories.
After Shift.
PNC Town Hall.
YOLO.
Marketplace.
The Home Buyer.
HR Hotline.
Danny Art Show.
Healthline.
Foreign Affairs.
COVID Stories.
Awesome Day Show.
Thank you.
Money and more.
Cybernext.
Women at Work.
Win Within.
Port Project.
The Big Picture.
Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You've got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, you're watching the new channel where we help you to see the new you. I'm Leo Bryan and this is Foreign Affairs. Hello and welcome back to Foreign Affairs. I'm Leo Bryan, your host. I am so excited for today's episode because we get to finish the month of March out very strong, very strong. I'll tell you a little background. I came to the country about 6 years ago, almost 6 years ago to the day, about a month away from my 6-year anniversary. And when I was here, I only came to visit, ended up getting cast onto a TV show because before I was a host on this show, before I was hawking food products here in the country, I used to be a professional actor and still am. However, when I came, going back to the story, when I first came to this country, on my very first project that I got booked onto, my guest today is one of the very first people that I met on set. And I'll tell you, if you mentioned to anyone the phrase Ate Ruby in the entertainment industry of the Philippines, they will automatically smile and they will automatically know who you're talking about. This woman, apart from becoming over the course of her career a very accomplished actress, a very top-notch both character actor and lead and supporting actress, this woman also is just a ball of energy and a ball of light for so many people in the industry. And she lights up sets by her presence, by her attitude, and by her love and respect for all of her colleagues, both actors, directors, producers, all the way down to the crew. And I've seen it in action on numerous occasions. So I speak from straight experience. And when I talk about Ate Ruby so affectionately, she definitely backs it up. So I'm very happy to bring to the show today. Everyone, please welcome Miss Ruby Ruiz. Ruby.
Hi, Lee. What an introduction. My goodness.
Ready for your close-up?
Yes.
Always ready for your close-up.
All right. I'm so happy to be in the show. Yes. Foreign Affairs on TNC. Yes, and I'd like to greet everyone a good day. Yes.
Right on, Ruby. Very happy you're here. Let's get into it, and I always like to go back. I like to go back to how it all began, how it all started. So please express to the viewers how it all started for you. How did your acting career begin?
I started in theater. I belong to the Philippine Educational Theater Association, or PETA, and that's where all my training came from. And so I started with the film and TV industry as an acting coach in the beginning, and then in so many other roles, beat roles or support roles, and that's it. Yeah. And and it was only about 10 years ago when I really took it seriously to act professionally for television and film. Because in the beginning, it was more of theater and the television appearances or movie appearances would just be like once a year or twice a year.
Got it. And so for how long were you involved in coaching and data before, let's say, 2010? Before that, how many years were you involved in the industry?
Oh my God. I've been coaching since, if I've been acting no more on a full-time basis for television and film for 10 years. As a coach, I've been doing it maybe for 20 years. Yes. As an acting coach too. Yes.
Great. And before that, were you involved in other careers or other industries before you made the switch to theater acting?
No. I started in the industry as an acting coach, and then that's where, directors would ask me to, can you do it? Just do it. For example, and I'm coaching the leads. Okay. Of course, I will not replace the lead, but they could hear me how I coach, how I like I'm almost acting also, and so I would be given roles incidentally, even it wasn't planned, and that's how my career in the television, especially in TV, started in the teleseries. Yes.
Got it. And did you find when you started out, for example, when you started coaching, did you notice that you inherently had a talent for performance and for theater, or was it something that you had to learn over time?
No. In theater, I've always been one of our resident actors, and that's really my passion. Okay. And then I shifted to coaching for film and television actors out of necessity. Given a choice, I would have, spent the rest of my life in theater. But, the law of economics in this country, and when I became single mom, I had to, work extra elsewhere. And coaching, because I'm also an acting teacher in theater. And so coaching for actors, professional actors for film and television was the easiest or the most, not easiest, but like a logical next job for me aside from theater.
Got it. And what is it? You mentioned that if it was a perfect world, you would have just continued in theater acting for the rest of your life. What is it that attracts you so much to the theater?
It's the fulfillment, the gratification that you get out of acting, out of performing. And you don't do it for the talent fee. You don't do it for fame. You don't do it for the things that you get from from the mainstream industry, showbiz industry, and the camaraderie that you have there. Everybody's so just straightforward, and there's no showbiz. You have to be very you have to be a team player when you're in a theater group, because you can't perform all by yourself. You depend on everybody. And I thought that I would
I
not be able to, and I thought during my younger years that I would never leave theater, only to swallow all my words that when I started already appearing for films and television.
Did you profess to people that you were never leaving, only to the next year have to leave? Was one of those things?
What was the question? It wasn't so clear.
Was it something where you proudly said, I'm going to stay in theater forever, and then you said the economics of the situation?
Yeah.
That is a global issue. I don't know, except for maybe Broadway and West End, where theater actors are getting their due pay, are getting legitimate payment. So I understand. I understand what you're saying. I was going to relate. I'm the polar opposite of you with the theater, because I have one production under my belt, which I believe you attended to, M Butterfly, a couple years ago. And I totally agree with you that you really have to be a team player. But to me, that was the fun part, was being a team player, because you end up doing a lot more than just your role, but you also are there for people on a consistent basis. And I compared it a lot to athletics. My background in life before my acting career was all sports driven. So there was the preparation, practice, and then there was a game that we had to play. And it's very much the same in the theater industry, where you do the rehearsals, and then you hit the run, and during the run you're it's game time, right?
Right. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Yes. That's why, Lee, in the beginning, when I was starting to, to get more meaty roles for television and film, it was quite an adjustment for me. Like, for example, acting for camera, before a camera, it was completely strange for me, because my acting was so big, and because I was used to theater. Uh, and so it took a while before I got used to it, and I really studied, and I really, I tried to be more comfortable, to be more at ease with the new environment, uh, with the new platform, right? Yes.
Right. And did it take you a long time to make that adjustment? Because I know what you mean, and to explain theater, they say you're projecting for the last. You're trying to gain the attention
the
of
last
the person
row.
in the last
Yes.
row. Whereas
Right.
in on TV and film, you're right here on the camera and it's right up here. Like this is it. So you're doing everything almost here. You know, what did it take you a long time to make that adjustment?
Not too long, because I was fortunate to really start my acting career for film. For film, with independent films. That's where I started. Where acting was just like no acting. I mean, that was the requirement. So I am fortunate to be quite to have that. Tagalog is my first language, and so for independent films, the very first few that I've acted in, it was in Brillante Mendoza's Kinatay. That was my first independent film. Um, he had that was his style. No script. He would just describe to you what was the scene is about, and it's up to you to improvise the dialogue. And I was fortunate because I had no, I was familiar with the language that I had to use. I had mastery of the language, so improvising dialogue was not quite a problem. And then from independent film, I moved to television, which is completely different. That you have to memorize the script line by line, to the letter, and you have. So that was quite an adjustment for me. But my directors who handled me in the beginning, like Wenda Ramas, who else, Jeffrey Juturian, uh, they were all very helpful in helping me evolve the kind of craft that is appropriate for that medium.
Yeah, I know the change that the part in the script can be a very difficult thing, especially if your prowess is in the improvisation.
Right.
Also, if you go from director to director, and some on the film, some directors are very much to the letter. They want every letter pronounced, whereas others know your talent as an improviser, and they can let you roll for a little bit.
Yes, that's true.
Something else. I did a little background research on you. Went into IMDB and saw all the facts and figures about your career. And I'm gonna say I'm impressed, Ate, because you're knocking on the door of you have almost 100 acting credits in IMDb since the year 2003, and that is a phenomenal rate here in the country. And compared to a lot of your contemporaries in the industry, you are putting out a lot of content and a lot of roles over a shorter period of time, which is very impressive. What do you do? I know firsthand, because I know what I love is when I go and see a movie or I'm watching TV and I see a preview for a show and a preview for a movie, and it's got Ruby in it. I'm happy. I'm content. I'll probably watch it actually if you're in it. So it's a nice hook. I know what you're doing. What do you think is your key, or what is your focus to get on so many productions?
Why am I involved in so many productions? Because in the beginning, I would audition to, and where there's an audition, where there's a casting call, I would really go. And because I'm a single mom, I think that's one of the motivation that I have to work for not for my children, especially for my youngest one, okay, who lives with me. And having said all of that, being single mom, etc., nothing to be proud of. Uh, I have to find, like, if I'm involved, for example, in this project right now, currently, I would already, when the project is in the mid, it's ongoing for a couple of weeks already. Before it's even finished, I should be able to know that I have a next project. So prior to that, I would already, get in touch. That time, I don't have a manager yet who manages me. I just manage myself. So I would get in touch with directors who used to be my colleagues before, okay, for example, or who used to be a friend of a friend, like that. Or I would get in touch with colleagues, like co-actors, and ask them, you know, and I would never stop. So, for example, in a month, I would get in touch with let's say 8 to 10 people, and in that ratio, maybe I would get one project out of 10, or one or two, or and it's just trying to manage your schedule, and so that's how I got so many projects, and I didn't care about overexposure because I that wasn't my concern. I just wanted to act and act because acting became my living. Okay, it wasn't just a passion. It wasn't just it brought me back to who I am now. Since I started living alone as a parent, so it was acting who really saved me. It was so that's why I have so much. I mean, very high regard for acting as a profession, and that's why that's also what I try to impart with the actors, commercial actors or professional actors that I coach, because a lot of them, okay, let's say 50% of them, they just brush it aside that they're famous, that and they don't, and it really hurts when they don't take their acting seriously, because I would always tell them that they're so fortunate that they have a beautiful tool, or they're backed up by the network, for example, and given an acting coach to really hone their craft. And when they're not very serious about honing their craft, and that really upsets me.
Yeah, I've seen you make the effort with actors, and I remember you shared with me lots of wisdom, when I first started out, and in
Yeah, I
subsequent
remember
times
that.
I've seen you on set. Yeah, on Canolos Pinay, I remember talking to you
Yes.
then, and we spoke to each other on subsequent sets, and there's a real value for what you are doing beyond your on-screen performance. There's something to be said for that, and I hear people speak of you so well because you do that. And that's something that I think you should take pride in doing, because you really raise the level of the industry, because a lot of people would kind of, just like you said, fall to the wayside by their own choice or by just ignorance, not knowing what they need to do when they're on set or when they're working in the industry. And I think that's really special, that you do that. I personally, before I moved to the Philippines, I'd spent about 4 or 5 years working in San Francisco Bay Area in the acting industry, and I treated it much like I had the same mantra as you: jump on as many projects as possible. My saying was, I'm going to jump in front of as many cameras as I can, and just let it add up, and then later, figure out what sticks and what's working right.
Right.
Now that you have so many, so many roles, so many productions under your belt, and inexperience, are you finding now has there been a bigger upswell now of people seeking you out beforehand without your effort having to knock on doors?
Yes, I'm experiencing it now. Yes. Uh, and I'm so grateful that I still seek out for projects that I really want. Yes, but now that projects are started to come, and but I'm still very much the same Ruby that I would seek out, and I'm almost always in thirst of new new projects. Yes.
And what, now that you had the beginnings in theater, then you did the coaching, then you then you transitioned, broke into television and film. Or let me ask you quickly a quick question. Do you have a preference between TV and film?
Honestly, I prefer film. Yes, acting for film, because Not that I don't like to act for TV. Television would give you the bread and butter for your, for all to pay all your bills and everything, and to save up. And also television, I mean, the value of television, it has wider viewership, and so people get to know you. Before, it really didn't matter to me whether I'm seen on the camera or not, for as long as I'm part of the project. As, because for example, I would always be scolded by the directors. Here's your camera, Ruby. You better be conscious. And I really didn't care whether I'm seen or not, because not for anything else, but I'm just more than happy to be part of the scene. But now I realize that if you take this as a job, as a profession, and you really have to value your presence in any project, right? So for television, between television and film, why do I prefer film? Because in film you don't shoot as much number of scenes or sequences, if you call it right. No? You don't shoot as much number of sequences as compared to if you're doing a soap opera or a teleserie. So that gives you, the actor, more time to really internalize your character or your role, and to perform with less pressure. Yeah, unlike in television. Yes. So I prefer film if I were to be given a choice. But unfortunately, filmmaking here, I only get to make maybe two films, three films in 1 year. So that's not enough to make a living. So I really need a television project combined with the film.
Yeah. And so your question now is, what has it been like since the pandemic started? What did you have to adjust? Obviously, the productions have been cut down. The productions have been restricted. What did you change in your approach when it came to the pandemic?
Is the question, did I get it right? That how did I adjust with this new normal setup?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been interviewed about that, and in fact, I would still say the same answer. I like the new normal, and I think new normal setup in terms of mounting a production, like for example, a teleserie, because, and I hope that we could maintain it even after the pandemic is over. I like the idea that all the actors and everybody, the production staff and crew, are contained in one location, in one in one location, where you're all gathered there. And so because you're more focused to concentrate on your work. Of course, you just have to sacrifice a bit, that you miss your home. But I love the idea that each time you wake up, you just go straight to where you're going to shoot, to where you're going to do your taping. And then I like the 12-hour rule. And I realized that, see, it's possible to be able to do as much. And I also like the new normal because it forces, it forces the actors, not just the actors, but everybody, to be on their toes, because you're working on a limited number of hours. Okay, 12 to 14 hours, you have to finish work. So you come on set prepared, your lines memorized, because you have no time to waste. So I like the new normal setup, and I like it because it's also everybody's trying to maintain cleanliness, and I love it. Everybody's more conscious now about the wires, the cables. I like it. The people now are more so many things that I like about the new normal, except I don't like the shield. So I always get scolded by the health officer when I take off my shield or my mask. Okay, because once I'm on the set, I'm one of those pasaway, uh, would once I get to the set, because I feel that everybody's negative, so I take off my mask. When the rule is you only take off the mask when you're already about to take. But maybe even before the take, the moment I get off the service, I thank you. I can breathe and take off the mask. But that's not a good example. So I always get reprimanded by the health officers in the set on the set.
Oh man, it's funny. It is ironic because I remember talking to you back during Canolos Pinay, and back there was another shoot we had, and it was early on, and we were talking about the difference between U.S. productions that have all their union rules and the local productions. And now with the pandemic, it's like local productions have been forced right into union rules. 12-hour limit those are American standards, So it's ironic that it took a pandemic to create those kind of regulations on set. But I agree with you totally. I'm very glad to see it. Ruby, right now we're going to cut away to a commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about awards. Ready?
Okay.
Right on. Everybody, you're watching Foreign Affairs here on the new channel. We'll be right back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Foreign Affairs. I'm Leo Bryan, your host here on the new channel. Before we continue our great interview with Miss Ruby Ruiz, I'd like to mention to you, of course, that apart from this show, there are numerous other shows that you can enjoy here on the new channel network. And it goes without mentioning, this channel has just about everything for everyone. So all the shows that we have been born within the last year. Ever since the end of April last year, when the new channel was founded during the pandemic, ray of light, silver lining during the pandemic, the new channel has since grown to over 30 shows. And currently the TNC show list is, you can watch the live stream shows, which are U-Turn, TNC The Talk, Awesome Day, and The Home Buyer. And then laugh and learn from the show The Puppet Stories, Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Notable personalities and their stories on the show The Big Picture, Mondays to Fridays, 7 p.m. Listen to This Generation on the show The Millennial Voice, Mondays, 8:30 p.m. Learn Together Across Borders on the show you are currently watching, Foreign Affairs, every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Human Resources and Management on the show HR Hotline, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 noon. The journey continues on the show Moving On Business, Tuesdays and Fridays at 4 p.m. The show Well Home brings a well life, Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Never too late for a mental shift. The show Mental Shift every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific USA time, Wednesdays and Fridays 10:30 a.m. Philippines. The show Money and More shows every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Philippines, 5:30 a.m. Pacific US. Also check out the show Cyber Next, Health is Wealth on the show Healthline, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Coping and Coupling on the show Couple Goals, Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Strategize and Win in Life through the show Win Within, Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. You can check out replays of the show Market Leader. Know Your Rights on the show YOLA, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Madiskartang Buhay, Madiskartang Nanay on the show Negosyo at Home, Fridays at 12 noon. So on the show Tech You can be watched anytime on live stream. Magbenta Bumili at Tumulong on the show TNC Marketplace, Fridays and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. And also make sure to watch Danny Art Show, After Shift, Women at Work, COVID Stories, The Family Business, Usapang Beauty, and The Fourth Project. Catch also our originals, One Day, TNC Arena, TNC PressCon, and TNC Town Hall every Saturday at 7 p.m. Co-hosted by TNC founders Lloyd and Apple. Town Hall is where we talk to you, our valued audience. There's more upcoming shows. Follow #TNC Now on Facebook and YouTube. Allow your passion to inspire you, and together let us #see the new you. So that's here on TNC. More than 30 shows have been created in the last year for just about every style of interest you can watch. You can watch here, obviously live streaming on Facebook and YouTube, so you can watch anywhere in the world at just about any time you like. So let's bring Miss Ruby back on in. All right, Ruby. As I mentioned, all this experience, all this coaching, all these numerous projects have started to pay off, especially big time in the last couple years. You have now won a total of 6 awards over the last 8 years. Is that correct?
I don't. I first won the Best Supporting Actress 2013 for the film Extra. And for the film Extra, so one recognition and about 4 to 5 nominations for that. And then the next was this 2019 for Cinemalaya for the film Iska. Where to date, yes, I won. I got 5 recognitions and 3 nominations, I think. Yes. And I'm so blessed. Thank you, Lord. Yes.
And you've more than earned it. I know, I've seen your work. I know exactly the effort that you put into it. And, as a side comment, I think, your style of jumping on so many productions, doing so many indie films, independent films, has really put you in a position for this. I think when you're open and you've engaged in so many independent films, you're open to take on new and different roles, and you're able to lock into some roles that really, really play to your style a lot more than maybe a conventional big studio movie would allow you to do. Am I correct?
You are very much correct. And also, yes, that's how I felt that, and that's what I said in my acceptance speech in Cinemalaya, that all of this recognitions that I am blessed to get from Iska right now is accumulation of everything. Like Iska being my first lead to date. first lead independent film role, everything that I've done before, it's like a preparation to Iska. Because if I did Iska, let's say 5 years ago, I don't think I would be able to deliver or to render the same kind of performance that the role of Iska required of the actor. And so I'm very much grateful that, like all of my acting bit and support and, big and little roles in the past years were all like a preparation, were all like rehearsals to the first title role that I got from Iska.
Do you have a favorite over such a long and numerous projects? Do you have certain roles that jump out to you that you consider maybe your favorite?
First, I'd like to say that any roles that I take it seriously, and I make sure that we call it in Tagalog that my role is marcado or marked, even if you just play one sequence or two sequences. I better make sure that because that's how I look at every role, that every role is important. Uh, Aside from Iska, of course, what are my favorite roles? I love my role in Extra, where I played the talent supplier. Okay, and I was the talent. Yeah, I was the talent supplier for and Vilma Santos, the lead actress, happened to be one of my talents. Okay, and that's one of my favorite roles. Other roles that I really like for television, I love my role in The Greatest Love, where I played the best friend of Miss Sylvia Sanchez, the lead actress in that teleserye. And what else? So far for television, the one I'm doing right now, where I play the grandmother, a loving grandmother to Maha Salvador for Niña Niño, which will be airing on April 5, starting April 5 at TV5. I love my role. That I'm still, trying to make it whole and real. But I've done already the pilot, and I love it. I love the role of this kind of grandmother. Very much different from Iska. Yes.
Did just uh, how did you feel winning the awards? Were you surprised, or did you feel like you definitely earned it, or what were your feelings around the awards when you won?
Oh my God. I was surprised to the. I was not expecting it. A very short story. When I went, I came to for that awards night. I was just in a little dressed up pants, and one of my a very close director of mine, Jeffrey Jaturian, who was my director for Extra, and we became close since after that, and saw me without makeup as just like this, and this. Oh my God, this is the awards night. How come you're not dressed up? Look for a dress. Look for a dress. And so and got immediately last minute a makeup artist, Jay Lozada, very good one, who did my hair and everything. Really, like uh, like the stars when they go to and I'm not used to that. Okay, because I consider myself not a star, not anything, but just a professional character actress. So I would go to even functions just with a lipstick and nothing on, and just maybe a powder, and so I had to change immediately. And they said, "What for?" And then, "No, this is your first film where you are the lead, and don't you want to to give some importance and credit to the people who believed in you, that you could be a lead to a film, and why don't you dress up a little bit?" And that's what he said. So I had no choice. So they put me, and just before the award, I went to the washroom. I had to erase a little bit because I'm not used to it. I had to, lessen the makeup, and my foot, my legs were aching with those heels, because I came with a flat, just like a loafers. Okay, when the first time I wore. So when my name during the category, I was more than happy to be part of that festival with my own film. I mean, ano, uh, with the lead role. I was, I was not honestly. I was not asking for anything else. I was more than happy to be part of that festival, which I regard so highly, Cinemalaya. I mean, among the local festivals here, Cinemalaya. And but of course, after each day during the run in Cinemalaya, people would come to me and would say, "Oh, we're rooting for you." Blah 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 blah. That sort of started some expectations or wishful thinking on my end. But honestly, whether if I whether I win or not, I'm more than grateful that Iska made it to Cinemalaya for 2019. So when my name was called and everybody in the nowhere were cheering and jeering and shouting. I was just, I was, the first time I felt that I was float. It's good that my son was beside me. Otherwise, I don't think I could make it to the stage, to walk on the stage. Okay, because I was, I was suffering from those heels that I was wearing, and I was not comfortable with with the beautiful dress that was given to me. And it was, I was like floating in heaven, that floating on clouds, that my son had to make me walk because I could not believe it. Honestly, I could not. In fact, I didn't prepare anything. No, because they would say, You better be prepared, so just in case you're the one you win, you better be prepared with an acceptance speech." I said, "No, no, 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 I'll just be, if I win," I said, whatever it is. I just hope I don't forget anybody, and which of course I did. I forgot a lot of names, and wow, that feeling was so ecstatic. In fact, when I won in Extra Best Supporting Actress, that was my very, very, very first. I didn't even know that there was an awards night. Okay,
Oh, really?
and yeah, I wasn't aware because in every Cinemalaya festival every year I would have about two, three films where I would play a security guard. I would play like this. I would play a mother. I would play the friend. I would so And there was in fact one Cinemalaya festival. I don't remember which year that I had about three or four films, and people would colleagues and friends were teasing me that, oh, this is a Ruby Ruiz festival, because I was in almost every film. You would see me. Anyway, so when I won, I wished for it. Yes, I prayed for it. But if I didn't win, I was more than happy to be part of that festival. So when I won, it was an unbelievable feeling, which I will never be able to recreate in my life.
Right on. Well deserved, and not really a surprise to me. I know what your talents are, so I'm glad you got. Yeah, I'm glad you're getting the recognition that you definitely deserve. Moving on in award shows, you've also been to Cannes before. Am I correct?
Again,
You have also been to Cannes Film
yeah,
Festival
yes,
in France. And
yes.
so,
I've
what
been to
foreign
yeah.
festivals have you been able to attend?
I've been to Cannes twice. First for Taklub, where Miss Nora Honor Ategay was the lead, and I played what was my role? Like a barangay captain. Okay, Taklub is about the tragedy that happened in Tacloban. Okay, for Yolanda. Okay, so I played a barangay chairperson. And then the second time that I went to Cannes, both of these films were directed by Brillante Mendoza. The second time was for Marosa, where our lead was Jacqueline Jose. Okay, where I played like her neighbor best friend Kumare. Okay. And yes, I am very fortunate to have experienced Cannes Film Festival, especially Marosa, because Marosa was in competition when we went. Okay, and that's where Miss Jacqueline Jose won her Best Actress, the very first Asian who has won Best Actress award in Cannes Film Festival. Uh, it was an amazing experience for any actor, and that's why every time I would see other films, other actors, other colleagues would make it to Cannes, I'm so happy for them because I think once in your life, it's very much it's highly recommended that you attend. I mean, if your film makes it to Cannes, that that you better go and experience that red carpet there, and the festive atmosphere in Cannes was just amazing. I've been to what other festivals? For extra, I was sent to Goa, India, and then for other films that I did for Brillante, I did already. I'm sorry. Um, I already had a lead role, Imago. It's a short film that made it to Cannes before Iska, and that's what my I'm sorry. My young director there, Raymond Ribay Gutierrez, would kill me if I because I keep on claiming that Iska is my first my first lead role. No, I had a lead role for a short film, a 20-minute film, which competed in Cannes. We made it to Cannes. We were, the title was Imago, and that was also the reason why I was sent. The first time the first time that I was in Cannes, it's for Imago and also for Taklum, but mainly for Imago because I was the lead actress for Imago. Um, it's also a beautiful short film, but really gripping. And so, anyway, I've been to Hong Kong International Film Festival, to uh, uh, in Japan, not Filmix, the other one, Japan Film Festival. They call it Tokyo Film Festival. I'm sorry, they call it TIFF. Yes, I was about to go to Toronto Film Festival for extra, but my visa was not processed on time, so I didn't make it because extra also participated in so many uh, festivals, in so many competitions, and I was fortunate that Miss Vilma Santos would give me the slot for, and the director would give me the slot to go to those festivals. So I was able to attend so many festivals. I mean, a handful of festivals, not too
That's
many.
great. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. And it's another testament to your career. You're able to not only do these great productions, do numerous great productions, but you're also able to go around the world, meet people, show the films, and experience that. And all for the fruits of your labor, Dr. Ruby. Nice job. Hey, we're going to take another commercial break real quick, and we'll be right back here on the new channel.
Thank you, Lee. Doing great.
Welcome back to Foreign Affairs. I'm Lee O'Brien, your host. We're having a great conversation with the Ruby Ruiz, the sweetheart of Philippine cinema and TV, everyone's favorite ate. Ruby, come back on in here. So just like a good shoot, like a good film or TV shoot, we're going to finish strong today here on the last segment. Question, now that you have, come this far in front of the camera, do you have plans to move behind the camera, to produce, to move on, or would you like to stick with acting?
I intend to act for as long as I can, and that was my last words with the CNN interview that I had with Miss Angel Jacob for the leading women. When she asked me what was my vision of myself, and that's how I intend to live the rest of my life. I'm 60 years old, and I intend to act for as long as I can. I have a lot of people have approached me, not a lot, just a handful. Okay, it's exaggerate if I say a lot. There are a few who have who
The entire industry has said.
have broached the idea or have asked me, wouldn't be I interested in directing, for example? I said, I have to think about it. I would love maybe when I have a very good cinematographer, a very good assistant director, a very good, because I have so many director friends. I've seen how the pressure, the scope of responsibility uh, that is given to a director, and I'm not sure if I'm able to if I can handle that, because acting coaching, I mean, as a coach, as a talent, as an acting coach, it's very much different because you only focus on acting, but being a director is different. So I would love to continue collaborating with directors, and which I still do now. I take care of the acting part of the actors of the cast, and then the director does the technical. I think that would be much to it. Yeah, what that could be my my other alternative aside from acting before a camera.
Got it. Right on. Well, I always like to provide some kind of educational aspect to our shows, and not just ask questions of people, but I like to give my guests a chance to give back to people, maybe share some wisdom. Here's the gig. Let's say there's someone out there that is just starting out, getting into the acting industry, etc. What are the steps? What should you focus on? What should you not focus on? What do you recommend through your experience of coaching, through your experience of working on both TV and film? What would you recommend to aspiring actors out there?
Which I still do now. I have several workshops online. Yeah. I think the first thing that which I often stress during my classes, my sessions with actors and non-actors, which I love to teach the non-actors or the new ones. The first thing that I tell them is to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, because for me, acting, the skill, some are more gifted, yes, some are more natural, but acting can be taught. I mean, can be learned. But believing in yourself, having that confidence, because I believe that acting is like, requires 99% confidence in yourself for you to be able to, to embark on another role and another character. You've got to believe in yourself. And to me, I put stress on that. Believing in yourself, having confidence in yourself that you can do it.
That's great words of wisdom, and coming from you, it definitely hits home. So appreciate you giving back the information. And actually, to dovetail on your online workshops, now that we're here at the end of the show, Ruby, I give all my guests 2 minutes. It's your turn to hype yourself up. self-promote, shamelessly plug whatever you got going on. Please tell everyone how they can connect with you, what shows you've got going on right now, and also hype up the workshops, please. And I know if you're teaching people how to act, we're going to have a lot more great actors coming up out of the woodwork. So please,
Yes.
the floor is yours.
First, I would like to take much of this 3 minutes to thank Lee. Thank you so much for giving me this platform, this opportunity to be a guest to TNC, the new channel. I love your format. I didn't even realize that there was that there was this new channel, that there was and that you had so many shows. And I love your song, the station song. It's beautiful, and I'm just so grateful to be part of this, to have guested here. Other things that I'd like to promote. Yes, I do one-on-one workshops. I require to have uh what's this, a swab test. Okay, that's the only requirement. But since it was already it's lockdown, I've been doing because before I refused to do what's this, online coaching, online workshop. I didn't believe in it, but because we're given this constraint, so I was forced to. There's this show that I'm doing, acting coach online for actors for a major show. And yes, it has its limitations, but it's workable. So I'm planning to take on formal classes for beginners and masterclass also, those who would like to act for television and film. All right. And what else do I April 5, the premiere of our teleserye Niña Niños, starring Maha Salvador and Noel Comia Jr., where I play the grandmother of these two lead actors. April 5.
Right on. And is is uh, is Iska still streaming right now? Are there
Yes.
any movies streaming right now currently?
Yes.
Which one?
Iska
And
is
where can
still.
they see it?
You can watch Iska in Netflix. I forgot to mention that was also very instrumental uh, in popularizing Iska, because it got through Netflix, so it's still streaming in Netflix. In fact, during the time that it was first, it had its first run in Netflix for 2 weeks. It was in the top 10, and they said that was very significant. Okay, and they can still watch Iska, directed by Theodore Buberol, the first director who ventured, who was so brave enough to put me on that teacher role, and I would always be forever grateful to directed. So you can watch it uh, in Netflix. You can catch it on Netflix. Iska.
Right on. That's great. Well, Ruby, I cannot thank you enough. Please, I just want you to know I have the highest respect for you as a professional, as an actress, and truly love you as a friend and as someone who reached out and lent me a hand when I first got here to the country. So I totally appreciate you.
I hope we can work together.
I hope so. I want to cross paths on set again multiple times in the future, in the near future. So I really hope we do. And
meantime, let's push for that.
I appreciate you giving us our time. We will. We'll pray and wish for that for sure.
Yes.
So thank you, Ruby. And
thank you so much.
Congrats on the awards.
Thank you.
It's not a surprise to me. You totally
deserve
it. You always do. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby.
Thank you for
appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes.
Take care.
Bye.
Right on. Ate Ruby, she's one of the best. She's a light in the industry, a light in the country, and really pleasure to not only know her, to work with her, but just what she radiates off. And so I'm really happy to have her on the show today. Go check out Netflix. Go check out Iska. Also, go check out Niña Niño when it premieres on TV5. And if you've got the itch to start acting, you got to learn from one of the best. So reach out to her. I believe she also has a Instagram handle at Ruby Ruiz, and the Ruiz has multiple Z's, so check that out. But yeah, you can definitely find her there, and definitely reach out to her because you're going to learn from, like I said, one of the best. It's been a great show, Foreign Affairs. We've just finished up episode 16. Before I leave, you guys can reach me at Lee O'Brien on both Instagram and Facebook. You can also check out our cooking vlog, Poke Me Cooking, on YouTube. Premieres every Friday night. And we're also on Instagram and Facebook at Poke Me Cooking. And then also, if you're getting hungry, if you need that ulam, we understand. That's why we have created Poke Me Foods. Check us out at www.pokemefoods.com. Send your order on over. We're delivering throughout the Philippines. Even with lockdown, we can still deliver within Metro Manila, and we can still deliver to provinces. We accept all online payments and CODs. And for those of you watching abroad, patience, patience, patience. We will get to you. We are aiming to get abroad and export this year. That is one of the big goals to get to. So we're laying the groundwork now. And once we have that, we will definitely ship to all of you. But that wraps it up for another episode of Foreign Affairs here on the new channel. I appreciate all of you guys watching. I'm Leo O'Brien, your host. Make sure you tune in next week to Foreign Affairs. Take care, everybody.